Welcome back to EpicAirsoftHD. This week we've got the Tokyo Marui VSR G-Spec. Hey guys, welcome back to another Sunday review episode. This time, of course, Tokyo Marui VSR. This is G-Spec model. There's of course the Pro, the Recoil Shock. There's plenty of these to go around, but we've chosen this one because it's the most expensive and, in my opinion, it's the coolest one. So let's have a look at some of the features of this gun. I will start at the back here. Of course, it's a rifle full stock, and the whole thing is one piece. It's made of polymer. It's really high quality, very sturdy. It's hollowed out, so it's really light as well. So it's great as a sniper weapon. So if you're always like getting down into these ditches and crawling around, it's perfect for that. It's also very short without the suppressor, and the barrel only comes to around here. So it's quite a short barrel that you wouldn't expect. We'll get to that in shortly. Rubberized butt plate, great there, nice shoulder. So it's very comfortable. I can't explain how comfortable this is. It's based on a Remington, so of course it's going to have that kind of real steel element and all the thoughts behind that. It's spring powered, so it's a spring cocking system. I'll put my goggles on here and demonstrate that. Because there's a weak spring in it, I say weak, it's just not as powerful as you would normally have. It's really easy to pull back. So a nice and neat, smooth pull on the bolt. Of course, it's very quiet because it's the idea of this gun is to stay suppressed so your enemy can't hear you too easy. You've got a nice top rail on there. I'm going to go ahead and put a scope on this now. The scope that I choose to put on is one that I actually own myself. Really cool thing, it's UTG, I'll show you the box for it actually. It's a compact CQB scope, so it's nice and neat package, but you're still getting a 6x zoom on that. As you can see, it's a 6x32 scope. Really cool, nice and clear, and it's actually really cheap to buy. I highly recommend this. One of my favourite little scopes here. It's also quick detach. Unfortunately, I've already tried this on this gun. It doesn't fit on too well because the scope mounts themselves are far too chunky. I need to machine a little bit off them. You could adjust it using the screws, but I would make full use of the workshop here. So that's as far as I'm going to get it on. But as for eye relief and the scope height, it's absolutely perfect. It's a great, neat little gun. So pointable. It's really natural to hold, and that is ideal for any kind of gun, never mind a sniper rifle. Right, we'll move along the front there. The outer barrel here is actually metal. It's really nice and light aluminium. Cast. You get some trades here as well. They're Tokyo Marui trades, but they still look pretty cool. They're nice and engraved, and it's a nice matte black finish on both the polymer stock and the barrel itself. The hop-up adjustment is on the side here, so you can actually adjust it on the fly. You don't need to take your magazine out or the gun apart to adjust it. So if you took your first shot and the BB's dropped just short, you can just adjust it on the fly. And you don't have to do anything, any kind of elaborate movements that the enemy's going to see. It's really nice and well thought out. This has been out for about 8 years now. It's one of the oldest models you can get, but it's tried and tested, and Tokyo Marui have improved it over time. Now, one of the coolest things about this gun is that it comes with an external suppressor. I'm going to screw that on there. It's its own thread, so it's actually internally threaded on the gun itself, so you don't have an ugly thread sticking in the outside. So there we go, that's all you need to do to put it on. And of course, unusually, it actually deadens the sound a lot. Now, I don't see that on AEGs because they have gearboxes, they're really noisy, but for a spring cocking gun, this is ridiculously quiet. If your guy's 30 meters out like our range here, he's not going to hear you too easy, especially if there's a lot going on. Maybe he's walking through gravel. That little puff that you get out at the end of this is just not audible at all. Absolutely perfect for sniping and being really sneaky. Now, the next thing I would say is equally as cool is the amount of upgrade parts for this gun. You can spend ridiculous amounts of money on these things. I mean, I have friends that have spent maybe £300, £400 on upgrades alone, never mind the gun itself. So that's about £600, £700 worth of gun. But they've got them up to 500 plus FPS, and they're shooting so sweet. But they always say, stock, they're still an awesome weapon. So we'll take this out on the range now and we'll demonstrate that for you. Okay, we're out here on a 30-metre range now, and we're obviously using a really heavy abwood vise. A little bit overkill for this gun because it's so light, and obviously it's made of polymer, and I really don't want to crush the gun. So I've given it a nice light grip, and I'm going to use a scope to aid it this time. Normally we wouldn't do that because we're putting a bit of a human element in it, but I'm going to be aiming for the exact same spot on the target every single time. So we should get a really good accuracy test out of that. I'm using 0.25 gram BBs for this test, and we're going to move on to 0.3s, see if we can get a bit more accuracy out of it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to fire 8 rounds down range and see how well it does. I'm pretty excited to do this one, to be honest, because I hear it's hyped up so much. So, 1 BB in the chamber. Okay, so that 1 point is just below the bullseye. I'm just going to keep aiming for the exact same one every single shot. And we'll do one more. Okay, let's see how it did. Alright, we're now moving on to the 0.3 gram BB test. I think this is going to be the better of the 3 tests that we're going to do, mainly because at the FPS is firing 280, that's roughly what BB I would use, to be honest. Get the best consistency, as you see from our previous episodes, from getting heavier BBs. Don't want to go too heavy though, because you can get to the point where the BB is actually striking the inside of the barrel and it's throwing the accuracy everywhere. So let's try the 0.3s and see what kind of accuracy we can get out of it. I've adjusted the scope now as well, so if I aim for the bullseye, it should hit it every time. It's obviously advantageous when you're shooting the enemy. Alright, let's have a look. It's a really nice bolt pull on this, it's so smooth. The good thing about that is, all your follow-up shots are going to be really easy to get. So if you're aiming for the one guy, and you miss him with the first, you've always got a nice chance of getting him with the second BB. Fire 2 more. Alright, let's have a look at the 0.43s now. Okay, now we've moved on to 0.43 grams sniper ammo. It's a bit overkill for something that's shooting at 280, but we got a really good consistency with the 0.3s, which we'll see later, and I really wanted to see how it would cope. The hop seems to be lifting them enough to keep them on the crosshair, so we'll see, we'll soon find out. So, one thing that's really cool about these BBs is that they're black, so if you've been that sneaky guy with a gun as quiet as this, then the enemy's not going to see the BB coming because they're so dark. If you're in like woodland or even CQB, it's going to be almost impossible to see that. If you get your crosshair set up perfect, you're going to get that guy. The stealth kills are going to be coming. So let's find out just how well this does. I need to aim it slightly higher than normal because of the heavier weight. I've adjusted the hop nicely so we should hit the target. Hitting that target with fair force. So the dude you're shooting at is going to be able to feel it for sure. Alright, we'll fire one more and then we'll check out the targets. Alright, cool. Let's get to the exciting bit now. Okay, now let's have a look at some of the targets. I'm probably as excited as I am to see what I did. Alright, there's the 0.25 gram BB test. Now we've got a really nice neat group in there. Now that is awesome for a gun that shoots 280 FPS. It's actually better than most of the guns we've done before, just with the 2.5s. So that's pretty neat. Get a couple little flyers here and there, but that's probably down to the ammunition. So, how did it do in the 0.3 gram? Awesome. That is truly magnificent. That is parallel to the MP18, which means this is probably the best gun we've had on the 30 metre range. Look at that. If you're 30 meters out and you're aiming for someone's chest, you're not gonna miss. That's gonna hit them every single time. And that is exactly what you want from a sniper that is so quiet. If you maybe come across 3 or 4 guys, you're in a concealed position, gillied up, and you've got a nice ghillie, like scrim net or something across your gun, they're never gonna find you, and they're not gonna know what's hit them. That is awesome. That is one of the main reasons I would go for this gun. £220, it's about $250. That is ridiculously cheap for the performance that you get out of that, and it's unupgraded, 280 feet per second. Awesome, absolutely awesome. We tried the 0.43 grams, sorry. 0.43 grams, I imagine being hit by one of them. Anyway, it didn't do so well. We've got quite a big spread there. Now the reason for that is, inside the barrel there, the BB is so heavy, there's not enough air to push it out fast enough. So what can happen is, the BB actually bounces in the barrel like a kind of like a wave. And when it comes out, it can deviate really badly, and that's exactly what's happened here. So that's where I was aiming here, and they've obviously dropped because of heavier BB, and they've decided to scatter around, and that's not ideal. I was hitting the target a wee bit harder, obviously with the inertia, but not great because it's not accurate enough. So, with that, with the 0.3 grams, I'm going to go set up our little Call of Duty lover here. You see that he likes Call of Duty, and we're going to try and snipe him with it. Hopefully our first shot out in the 30 metre range. We'll go set him up now. Okay, we've sat Timmy, our egghead, and we're going to try and take him out with our first shot. It's pretty damn accurate, so I wouldn't be too surprised if it did. So let's go ahead and we'll take a pot shot at him. No 360, no scopes or quick scopes for me. Alright, let's do this. Headshot. Awesome, alright. There we have it. So, TM VSR, awesome gun. Alright, let's get a closer look at it before we put it away. Okay, we've just seen something spectacular. It was basically a one-shot kill on an egg at 30 meters away. We're using 0.3 gram BBs in this awesome, awesome sniper rifle by Tokyo Marui. For something that's 8 years old and only costs £220, compare it to the £700 ASW 338 we did and the Shaytac by Beta Project. It's just by far and away the best sniper rifle out there in the market. I mean, Daedalus' L96 was good, but it's just not as good as this. Absolutely phenomenal piece of kit. If you want to get your hands on one of these, check the links in the description below, guys. It's well worth the money, and it's great to have in your arsenal. Even if you're not that good a sniper or it's not your thing, it's still a spectacular piece of kit. You can check out that ASW 338 by clicking on this annotation. You can check out this gun as well on one of Scout the Doggy's videos, and of course you can check out our last Sunday's episode there too. I mean, absolutely astounded by this. I think it's one of the ones I'm just going to have to add to my collection. It's just that good. If you guys want to see some of the other ones, like the recoil shots, stick that in the comments below. If you really like this gun, please guys hit that like button. Absolutely stunning. Awesome thing. Okay guys, we'll see you next time.